Hi guys, and welcome back to my ASMR channel. Today we are gonna be talking about Amelia Dyer. Now there isn't really a lot on her that I have seen online, which is crazy because of how crazy she is. Like, I'm sorry, there's not much about her for saying she's a serial killer, you know. So, but anyway, we'll get into it, even though it's gonna be probably a short video. I apologise, but I really can't find that much information other than like just the bare minimum. So yeah. But anyway, so baby farmer and perhaps the world's most prolific serial killer. Trigger warnings are obviously abuse of infants, infants and yeah, basically graphic detail about what she did to infants, etc. So if that's something you don't want to hear, then obviously click onto one of my other videos and yeah, that's fine. Britain names a medical doctor and a general practitioner, Harold Frederick Shipman, as the most prolific serial killer. He was found guilty of the murder of 15 patients in 2000. Shipman later hanged himself in his cell in 2004. He was found to have killed as many as 250, mostly elderly women in his care. Shipman is small potatoes compared to Amelia Dyer, and this is what he says online. I'm not making fun. It literally says small potatoes on this side, but anyway. As a baby farmer, Amelia Dyer killed perhaps 300 by her own claim, as many as 400 or more, mostly illegitimate babies between 1869 and 1896. This makes her possibly the most prolific serial killer in human history, yet she just appeared to be named in lists of the most desperate single mothers whose perceived immorality meant that they were barred from the workhouse. Their options were limited, namely to prostitute or self-starve, or instead quietly get rid of their baby. Baby farmers would offer to take the children off their hands and offer it to an alternative future, albeit not necessarily a happy one. George Thomas and Amelia had one child, a daughter named Ellen Thomas. George died in 1869, widowed with a young child and desperate for an income. Amelia turned to the baby farming trade, which she had learned from a nursing colleague and the midwife Ellen Dane. Following the lesson she learned from Dane, Amelia drugged and or starved her charges to death over protracted periods. She was found out, though, when too many babies died in her care. Amelia was sentenced to 6 months hard labour. In prison, she herself apparently became mentally unstable and suicidal. Once released from prison, she was 3 times committed to lunatic asylums. She once even committed herself to elude the all-too-incompetent investigations into her activities by authorities. Amelia decided there would be no more doctors' death certificates. Instead, she would dispose of the bodies herself. Always, she returned to the practice of baby farming, except she no longer went through the arduous expense of drugging and or starving her charges to death. Amelia accelerated her deadly practice by killing the infants outright through slow strangulation with their dressmaker's tapes. This allowed Amelia to take in many more babies and to collect many more payments for those babies. Taking in more business perforce meant many more infant corpses. In the years after her time on hard labour in prison, she also descended into alcoholism and laudanum addiction. This must only have exacerbated her mental condition. In 1872, Amelia married a brewer's labourer from Bristol, whom she eventually left. They had 2 children, Mary Ann, nicknamed Polly, and William Samuel. Later, Amelia cajoled or forced Polly and her husband, Arthur Ernest Palmer, into the practice, though Polly and Arthur seem to have taken independently to baby farming themselves. Amelia Dyer's crimes were finally laid bare when an infant corpse in a bag was found at Reading in the Thames, with evidence linking her back to her daughter's explosive testimony during the trial suit. Amelia Dyer's fate. She was convicted and hanged in 1896. Polly's recorded testimony included the following statement. She said she heard voices and she had a delusion that I was going to murder her. She threatened my life on several occasions and once she attempted it. Dyer is believed to have killed maybe 400 babies or more and was paid a practice called baby farming to take the children, usually with the understanding that she was adopting them or finding homes for them. Dyer killed the infants by wrapping dressmaker's tape around their little necks, but not so tightly as to kill them quickly and slowly strangling them. She confessed to her crimes and to her pleasure watching the life slip away from those 2 innocents, admitting, "You'll know all mine by the tape around their necks." She was tried and hanged in 1896 for murder. While she was languishing in prison, awaiting her execution, she had the audacity to leave behind the following poem, written by her own hand. By nature, Lord, I know with grief I am